I finished reading the Tao Te Ching yesterday, one day, start to finish. And when I closed it, I didn't feel like I had learned something new. I felt like I had come back to something I already knew. But I didn't always know it. Before my accident, my life made sense in a very different way. I believed in effort, not in a philosophical way, just in a lived way. You work hard, you get results. You push, things move. I didn't question that. Why would I? It worked. If something was off, I fixed it. If something was hard, I pushed harder. That was my world. Simple, clean, reliable. Looking back now, that was my version of control. That was the version of the Tao, even if I didn't have that word yet. And then I fell. And everything that I used to know worked, didn't. After the accident, my world got very small, very specific, very physical. It wasn't about goals anymore. It was about movements. Can I shift? Can I lift? Can I transfer? Things most people never think about became everything. And I brought the same mindset with me. Try harder, push more, make it happen. So I did. Rehab, repetition, effort, over and over. And people around me, they were encouraging. Keep going. You're making progress. You've got this. And I believed them. Because that's how it's supposed to work. Except it didn't. Not the way I had expected. The harder I tried, the more I felt the resistance. Not just physically, internally. Like something in me wasn't responding to force anymore. There were moments, quiet ones, where I would stop. Not because I wanted to, because I had to. And in those moments, something strange would happen. A shift. Not dramatic, not visible, but real. A little more balance, a little less tension, a moment that wasn't there before, suddenly there. And I remember thinking, I didn't do that. It didn't come from trying harder. It came from something else. I didn't have language for it back then. I just knew it. There was a difference between forcing something to happen and letting something return. So my recovery changed. Not all at once, but gradually. I still showed up. I still did the work. But I stopped trying to dominate it, stopped trying to control every outcome. And in that space, things started happening that I couldn't force before. Years later, I came across Zen in the art of archery. And there's a line in it. It shoots. Not you shoot, it shoots. And when I read that, I didn't study it. I recognized it because I had lived it. A few months ago, I stood up. Now, for most people, that doesn't mean anything. But for me, it meant everything. And when people saw it, they all said the same thing. They said, "Wow, that's incredible." And I smiled because I knew something they didn't. Standing wasn't the miracle. Standing was the receipt. The miracle happened in places no one could ever see. In the moments I stopped forcing, in the moments I listened instead of pushed, in the slow, quiet return of things finding their place again. And yesterday, when I read the Tao Te Ching again, something clicked in a way it hadn't before. There's a passage that describes the Tao like the drawing of a bow. What is high is lowered. What is low is raised. What is excessive is reduced. What is lacking is filled. And this time, I didn't read it as philosophy. I read it as memory. Because before my fall, I thought I was the one holding the bow, aiming, controlling, making things happen. After my fall, I spent years trying to become the archer again, trying to get that control back. But somewhere along the way, I lost the archer completely. And that's when things started to change. Not because I gave up, but because I finally got out of the way. So now when I look back, I can see both sides. The life where I thought I was in control, and the life where control stopped working. And somehow they meet in the same place. Because what I thought was control was never really control. And what I felt like loss was actually alignment. So when people see me stand, they see the moment. But I see everything that came before it. The invisible work, the quiet adjustments, the part of me learning how to come back into balance. And now, when I think about it, I don't see an archer anymore. I don't even see the shots, just the bow. drawing itself. And when it finally releases, it looks like a miracle, but it's not. It's the receipt.